What if I told you the Vatican once kidnapped a child, not in secret, but in full view of the world? A 6-year-old Jewish boy, torn from his family by papal order, and no one could stop it. This wasn't the Middle Ages. This was 1858. And the man behind it was the Pope himself. This is the story of Edgardo Mortera. Baptized in secret by a Catholic servant, taken by Vatican police, and forced to grow up inside the walls of the church, while his parents spent years begging for his return. A story so shocking, it outraged Europe and changed history forever. In 1858, Edgardo Mortera was just a regular boy in Bologna, part of a loving Jewish family. But behind closed doors, their Catholic maid had secretly baptized him when he was sick as an infant. According to papal law, that made him a Christian. And that meant one thing: he could not legally be raised by Jewish parents. So one night, under the orders of Pope Pius IX, Vatican guards arrived at the Mortera home. They didn't knock. They took Edgardo away. His parents screamed, begged, pleaded, but it was too late. The church declared custody over him. And the Pope? He called it divine will. Word of the abduction spread fast. France, Britain, and even Catholic leaders across Europe were horrified. How could the Vatican justify taking a child from his family, just because of a secret baptism? Public protests erupted. Newspapers ran headlines calling it a scandal. But Pope Pius IX refused to budge. He believed saving Edgardo's soul was more important than respecting his family's rights, or even international law. Inside the Vatican, Edgardo was raised to become a Catholic priest. Cut off from his parents, taught to forget his past. Over time, he came to believe what he'd been told, that his abduction was part of God's plan. But outside, the case became a symbol. A turning point. One that exposed the raw power the church held, and how far it would go to enforce its doctrines, even over innocent lives. The Mortera case became the final straw for many. It weakened the Pope's political power and sparked debates about freedom of religion, child rights, and state versus church authority. By 1870, just 12 years later, the Papal States fell, and the Pope lost much of his secular control. As for Edgardo, he never returned home. He died a Catholic priest, insisting until the end that his kidnapping was an act of love, not theft. But history tells another story, one of power, faith, and a stolen childhood. If this shocked you, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more true stories history tried to bury.